What's up, guys? Let's get back into it. Saitama's back. This is part 8. Um, yeah, Saitama and friends. And by friends, I mean, well, I guess in this case, imaginary friends, because we're doing it alone. This kind of got really dark immediately, but no, it's a good time. Whoa, what happened to the chat? Oh, that's right. I did an update. Hold on a second. I gotta change some stuff. Let's attack someone. But we are level 16 now. Give me 1 second to reposition stuff. Alright, that looks basically good. And then this guy. Yeah, 16 now, so, but once again, the abilities we are able to get at 16 are not useful for us at all. It's like Shield Block, Mocking Blow, and I think maybe Heroic Strike, something like that, but it's all like a melee weapon thing, so, you know, that's a no-go for us. At 18, luckily we'll be able to get a rank 2 Thunderclap. Make use out of that, that'll be nice. It's like more than double the damage, that Thunderclap, and it lasts longer, the debuff, as opposed to 10 seconds. I think it's like 14 seconds, so... what did this guy die to? A Harvest Watcher. So one of the guys in the big field there. Harvest Watchers are pretty deadly if you're not prepared for them, so... we're basically just going after these guys, I think, until 17 is probably the play. And then we'll be moving on to, like, maybe 12s and 13s, or even 13s and 14s, which might even include those Harvest Watchers that guy just died to. So, you know, moving up the ladder in Westfall. I'm trying to avoid the Defias mobs. For one thing, because they run away, and that's kind of annoying, and sometimes I'm meleeing while I'm, like, doing something else on the side. And, you know, I just wouldn't want them to run away, and even if they don't pull another mob, their pathing would maybe put them in a position to where they're not in front of me anymore if I'm just away from the, you know, my keyboard, so they would just attack me from behind until I die, so, you know, obviously we don't want that. But yeah, it's nice to be 16 attacking these guys now, because we were going after these level 12s here, and it was getting kind of dicey at times. There was one situation, I was trying to find it, but I was having a tough time. I couldn't find it. There was a situation, I think last stream, where we were like so close to dying. One hit away and it would have been it. And it was just, I blame myself, because I was you know, I was like talking about something to someone in the stream, and I don't know, I wasn't paying attention properly. But we were down to 14 health. That's as close as I've ever gotten on this run, so let's just try not to replicate that. You know, try to play it safe. Gonna pull up the stream on my end, make sure everything's okay. But yeah, man, we're gonna go a pretty long way just going after these harvest, like, sentinel things, these golems. You know, we started in Westfall killing those types of mobs, and we're just about gonna end I mean, I don't know. Harvest Watchers, they go up to 15? I'm seeing 15, yeah. Yeah, so I'd say we'll get pretty far with that, honestly. Oh my god, this guy died. Oh, this is the guy that died to the Harvest Watcher. Damn, he's still sitting there. Level 14, that does suck. Losing that progress. I doubt he's trying to get an appeal. Maybe, unless it was a DC. Anyways. Let's get this open. 1 second here. Hold on. We're already just about 4% into this level. I thought it was a little better last time, but anyways, can't really have high expectations when you're just grinding mobs that are green the whole way to 60. So, we're 22 hours and 44 minutes in. Damn, someone died at 51. Sucks. Give me 1 second. Why does my... Damn, bro. Do you like One Punch Man anime? Yeah, 100%. Oh, this got kind of close. I wasn't paying attention. What's it called? Yeah, if you can believe it, right now I'm actually rewatching the show. You know, I think this is like, dude, I don't know, 5th time, 4th time, I don't know. But it's I'm rewatching it, and it's just great. I love it so much. That's cool. We can get on top of this. Gotta get a screenshot. Let's do that. Here. This guy thinks I'm homeless. Yeah, I'm not dead. Dude, we've crossed I'm not dead's path so many times. Alright. Gotta get a uncomfortably close shot of Saitama today. I don't know why. I have a feeling it's it's pretty stupid. I'm like laughing to myself. You guys don't know what's going on. I'm just making like a thumbnail for the video. Just a super close up Saitama. Alright, there's nothing respawning here. These respawn times are weird. Do you do the 1 p.m. routine? What's the 1 p.m. routine? Oh, I'm sorry. One Punch Man routine. I actually attempted it. I did it before. These days I'm just doing my own like at home like calisthenics thing. But I did it for a little bit. It's the 10-kilometer run that really gets you. Because everything else is more or less doable. Just the 100 push-ups, sit-ups, and squats. It's all just like body weight stuff. It might take a while for some if you're not really into working out so much, but honestly, if you train into the 10 kilometers per day, you can do it. But it is, 6.2 miles. It's a quarter of a marathon every day. So, that's something to keep in mind. I feel like the font is really low on that. Maybe it was always 12 and I'm just, I don't know, not used to it yet. Oh, maybe it's the font? I don't know. Anyways. Calisthenics rock. The truth is that One Punch Man is not well structured and 10 kilometers every day is it is excessive. I mean, see, this is the thing. I used to do 3 miles a day. I would run outside. I did that consistently for a long time, maybe a couple years, honestly. But I really like the calisthenics thing. Sorry, that's my cat feeder in the background. Well, yeah, no, I agree. I don't think it's really... oh, I see what you're saying. Like, you add pull-ups, leg raises, shorten the run a little bit. I see what you're saying. Yeah, that would make sense. See, I think basic but viable is honestly the best route to go with workouts, you know? Because, well, especially for if it's, like, difficult to commit to a workout, it's, you know, it's, I think, a good premise to have is basic but viable. That's what I do with the, like, at-home calisthenics. You just basically, like, low, like, you want to have, like, very minimal prerequisites to begin the workout. Like, what I'm saying is, like, you want the least amount of roadblocks. So that's why I do it at home. All I need is, like, a mat or, like, a towel. And I can already start. I just go in my phone. I have this, like, interval workout timer thing. I start it, and then, like... I don't do anything by reps anymore. I go by time. So I'll do, like, a minute 30 of an exercise, 30 seconds rest, a minute 30, 30 seconds rest. I'll just do it over and over and over. For... Honestly, it depends. Sometimes I'll be 30 minutes, 45, you know, it just depends. But for a very basic, like, lazy day, I'll do just 30 minutes, knock it out, and that's that. And it's just one of those things where it's like, at that point, I can't, like, lie to myself anymore, and just, I can't say, like, you know, this is something I just don't want to do because... You know, it's legitimately 1/48th of the day, 30 minutes, so it's, there's no excuse, really, from me. But I like your idea. You do, like, 10 reps, 10 sets... For each of those, 5 reps, 5 sets for the pull-ups. You just need a pull-up bar if you're, like, at home or whatever. I do have one of those that, like, attaches itself to the sort of the frame of a door. I actually don't have it, like, here where I'm at, but anyways, it does help a lot. And also, it's, like, really good to have a pull-up bar for just stretching in general. Like, you just hang from it. It's good to, like, relieve pressure from the spine and whatever. But, yeah, I do that kind of thing. Alright, this spot is clear. Let's go to the next. It's kind of funny, but
How kind of excellent.
This is the I'm gonna sound like a noob by saying this, but this is the furthest I've gotten with hardcore. I've never gotten a character to level 16 because, again, I didn't want to, like, get into hardcore and do this whole thing and have this big investment without, like I figured hardcore is already intense. For me, I don't know why I do this to myself, but I say, like, you know, if I'm gonna go hard on something, I might as well, like, go as hard as possible. Even if it doesn't make sense, because this doesn't, you know, but, And I wasn't even going to stream it at first, but after like the third time I attempted the Saitama thing, I was like, I got to level 11, and then I was like, man, you know, this has taken a while, and I feel like it might be more interesting to have like people to talk to or like people to share the experience with. So anyways, I just started to think about the idea of streaming, and then eventually, obviously, we got into it. I deleted Saitama at that level 11 stage, and we moved forward from there. And here we are. Haven't died yet, but we got very close last stream. Very, very close. 14 health. That would be a hit away. So, you know, gotta be careful as can be. And in that case, I was not. It really is a test of, like, not only patience, but also your, like attention span, I guess. Because it's so easy in this to go autopilot, but there are so many situations, especially in going autopilot, that you really can screw yourself over if you're not careful. Because I can forget to, like, hit one demoralizing shout and a thunderclap on a mob, and that could spell the end if I'm not careful, because, you know, spawn timers are really weird in classic WoW. So a mob could instantly respawn nearby without my knowledge, really, if I'm not paying attention, if my attention isn't there. So, you know, anyways, we just got to be real careful with that. That's why I try to take preemptive, like, measures to draw the mob away. If they're in, like, a more... Well, I guess usually they're not, the places we go, but if they're in a more tightly packed area where the risk is there of, like, you know, a respawn nearby aggroing to us and killing us. Do you do calisthenics with zero equipment, or do you go to a calisthenics park? I used to live in Taiwan, and I would go to the park pretty much every day for that very purpose. I would go to the park and do calisthenics stuff there. Just bring like a yoga mat, lay it down, and they would have the pull-up bars. They would have like different contraptions, but I didn't really get into like the equipment there so much as the just pull-up bars, and like I would use like a bench for like you know, step up sort of lunge things. But anyways, as far as right now, no, I don't go to a calisthenics park. I'm at my just at my apartment. I do my workout. I have like a tension band. It's like one of those resistance bands. Just like a giant rubber band. You can think of it as. I'm sure you know about it. But yeah, I use that for, like, you know, you could do so many different movements with that. I do like a lot of bicep work. You can do tricep work with that. Sort of like, you can mimic like dumbbell flies and push press stuff of that nature. One of the things I like to do for like shoulders without a pull-up bar is, I don't know if you're familiar with the Superman movement, but it's like a core workout where you're sort of like on your core, on the ground, laying down, flat down on your stomach, and you lift your arms and legs. So basically it's like that, except you just lift your arms, and you're sort of like, you sort of wave your arms in a motion like you're making a snowman in the snow, sort of like that. And it's a great shoulder workout. And you can also, you know, make it a little bit more dynamic by lifting up your legs as well. Make it like a core / shoulder workout. But it's fun learning about like new like body weight movements because I don't know. There's like so much more than you might expect, and it's just it keeps it interesting, I guess. But I'm also the kind of guy where if I like something, especially with food, but if I like something, I'll just stick to one thing, and I'm very, very boring in that way. So, like for me, with food, my favorite food, I mean, it's really, you could do so much with this, but it's burritos. So I don't know. They're never boring to me. I could have them like all the time. Um, you know, there's stuff like, I have like relatives, they like pizza all the time. They want Chinese food all the time. Chinese food, I understand. But for me, it's like, yeah, burritos at any time. I was in Taiwan, right? In Asia, the middle of Asia, where I should be enjoying like all the Asian foods, and I did. But for like so much of it, I was on the hunt for a great burrito, and I found some really decent spots, and I made use. Let's just say. Oh shit! See what I'm saying about these pulls? It's good at least that we're half health, so we're all right. But I don't like that. I've never actually ran into that flesh ripper, but this is the first time. I normally pull these golems out to the side. I gotta do that. Let's get this buff going. Health back. This pre-stamina buff of 8 stamina is just amazing, dude. Give me 1 second. Let's check. Just gonna get the thumbnail for the video going. It's a very, let's say, appealing thumbnail. Easy on the eyes. Let's see what I'm talking about. Yeah. Golems, dude. Almost 10% through this level. Not terrible. What are we at? We're actually only 24 minutes into level 16. That's not bad. My add-on is saying it will take another 3 hours and 47 minutes. It's actually counting up. So maybe 4 hours before we get to the next level. We're at about... We average really, like 3,800 to 4,000 XP per hour. We need 16,000 to get through this level. So, that does sound right, the 4 hours. One thing that really helps is getting the battle shout going after each fight. Then I don't really have to worry about it. It's just a matter of remembering. All right. I really can't wait for that new Thunderclap, man. Level 18. After the fact, let's see what our warrior abilities are. As we level. Alright, let's take a look here. Yeah, at 18, it's Disarm, which we can't use. Thunderclap, we can. Retaliation at 20, dude. That'll be huge. That's going to be good for those shitty situations. Although, with Retaliation, you'll probably keep the mob on you if you're in a spot where, like, you gotta run. So, I would probably not use it for that. But maybe if, like, I pull 2 mobs in the beginning of a fight, and I'm like, alright, let's try to take them out quick. That would be the way to do it. And then at 22, Intimidating Shout. That'll be big. You know, there's Sunder Armor in the mix here, obviously. We just can't use it, so... But that would have been nice. It's a One Punch Man challenge. We gotta keep it going the right way. None of that weapon business. Who needs it? Let's see. 24, you get Execute, Revenge, Heroic Strike, and Demoralizing Shout. Okay, Demoralizing Shout, it's actually not that far away, rank 2. And I feel like we just got rank 1. I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing that. Yeah, we got it at 14. Okay. So it takes 10 levels. Alright, so that's actually a pretty good gap. But we're already 16, so... 8 levels to go. That... You know what? That's probably going to take a long time, to be honest. At 26, we get a second rank charge. It generates 12 rage. Stuns for 1 second. Yeah. 12 rage will be good. We can immediately Demoralizing Shout or Thunderclap instead of waiting for a hit to get like that extra rage. Because rank 1 is 9 rage, and it's if you're starting from 0 at a fight, it doesn't considerably help, at least in the immediate term. But I mean, anyways, it's paramount if we want to fight any mob, so I use it, obviously. Anyways, it just takes an extra second with the 9 rage, but it'll be nice to have 12. Mocking Blow, 26, can't use it. Shield Wall, 28, can't use it. There's Overpower. Okay, Thunderclap rank 3 is at 28. So I guess yeah, every 10 levels you rank up with that, because we're looking forward to this once again, Thunderclap at 18. But yeah, dude. At 30, I know there's Berserker stance, but we're not using any other stance other than battle. If it wasn't hard enough, you know. So that's how we do it, though. Alright. So these guys, yeah, these guys over here, 15, 14. We'll probably hit those guys maybe at 18? Shit, man. I don't know. The question will be, for me, you know, when we level to 17, what are the mobs we're going to hit? Because I don't want to get those golems yet. The bigger guys. Harvest Sentinels, I think they're called. Whatever they're called. So, we might actually start dabbling into just killing Defias mobs for a little bit. Not killing any casters, though, just because of the risk. Alright, let's go back. 13% into the level. I was thinking about how viable, how possible, really, it would be to do the Sadix challenge where you take no damage with something like this. And I don't know that it would be possible beyond, like, you can get XP from exploring, but beyond that, so Thunderclap, I guess, could act as a ranged ability, because it has its, let's see, it doesn't say how many yards it attacks. Maybe it does. Maybe someone's, like, calculated that out, but you get that at level 6, so you'd have to explore, you know, until you get to level 6, which, that's pretty intense. I don't know how much exploration you can do, especially without taking damage. You'd have to just totally avoid mobs. So, I guess to level 6, you Thunderclap, but you'd have to only attack mobs that are slower than you or as fast as you. And that would take some pretty serious knowledge of the game, or you could probably, like, use another character to, like, experiment first before you use the Sadix challenge character. But yeah, you'd have to Thunderclap. The cooldown is 4 seconds. I don't know. I could try to, like, experiment with that. These guys are faster than me, though, by a little bit, so it doesn't really work, but that's kind of the struggle, like, at what level do mobs start getting faster than... I guess they may be as fast as you at, like, 10. After the fact, they start getting faster, I think. It just depends on the type. Like, you'd want to go after, like, ooze mobs, I guess. Like those unknowns. Those guys, I'm pretty sure are, like, always slow. What's the go-to strat for this? Obviously everyone says warrior, even with gear, is the hardest class to level. Do you just have to always grind mobs 4 levels under your whole time? I think so, dude. I think that's the go-to strat. You could fight mobs that are at your level with this, but you'd have to be so on it all the time. It would get so close, and I don't even know if it would be possible, frankly. I just don't want to risk it. We were doing that. We were killing mobs our level up to, like, level 7, perhaps, or like 8. I'm not sure, but it gets to a point. I mean, you level up, as you level up with no gear, no weapons, you become weaker compared to the other mobs, because you're not, like, scaling to the degree that obviously armor allows you, and that gap becomes wider and wider and wider. So yeah, we just gotta fight these mobs that are, like, at least 3 levels under us. We were attacking these mobs at 15, so and doing all right, you know. Got close at times, but I think right now, you know, 3 levels lower is the highest I will go before I'm, like, freaking out, you know. So or just before I just say no, basically, to that fight. Because this is really a marathon more than a sprint, but there are achievements for the hardcore challenge to do it, you know, in the sprint form, where you're, like, speedrunning. It shows here on the add-on. In achievements, miscellaneous. Yeah, like, you got to get to 10 in 2 hours, 20 in 12, 30 in 27, 40 in 50, 50 in 81 hours. One of them is complete the hardcore challenge after acquiring title charm before reaching level 60. So, I know that that title charm, like, quest chain is really involved, so that would explain it. But 60 they expect in 120 hours of playtime or less. So yeah, you would, if my math is good, you have to do that in less than 5 days, right? So, I don't think we're going to reach any of those marks with this. Playtime is 23 hours, 13 minutes. So it actually tells me playtime this class. 2 days, 9 hours, 8 minutes. I think that's just the total for... But I was playing on just regular hardcore warriors, not just Saitama. Yeah. 23 hours at level 16. I mean, that is insane, dude. Like, people are, like, at 23 hours? I don't know. Some really fast people can be, like, well into the 20s at that point. Like, mid-20s, perhaps. So there's always, already a considerable gap between us and, like, just normal, everyday players. And then between us and, speedrunners, it's like ridiculous. Hey, we got unarmed to 80 skill. Sweet. Yeah, as you can see, no gear. Stats are there. Crit chance is 4.7%. I wonder how that scales as we level, because crits are actually really helpful being unarmed. You do, like, well, as crits go, like more than double the damage. Does help quite a lot. Oh, see, these guys, they'll just respawn immediately sometimes. Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, every other skill that we have, maces and swords are at 6 just because of the human racial, bumping it up by 5. But we haven't touched anything, I mean, other than, well, unarmed and, you know, defense. Defense, we still got to get to 80 skill. It's at 79. But yeah, people were asking me about this UI. If anyone is curious, there's a video on the channel about it, but it's somewhat outdated. You just have to, if you download it, you gotta get you just gotta go into CurseForge and update all those add-ons before you log in. And even then, it might be a little janky. You just gotta probably reposition the chat and like a couple things. I think for me, most of the time, it's just I gotta reposition the chat and go into Dominoes and set the profile to whatever the preset is. Probably just Power Hour is the name of it. I don't know if other people are having that problem with Dominoes. Most people were telling me they just have to really reposition the chat, change up a few things, and they're good. But as far as I know, Luna unit frames doesn't work in classic WoW anymore. I'm not sure if that's true. I use shadowed unit frames for, as you can see, these unit frames down here. I got rain frames set up on the side. I could show you what the setup looks like. That's kind of the setup there. So like the raid will be there. Pets. And I set it up so that a party also looks like a raid frame. So it's going to be very compact. Not everyone would like that necessarily. I like to see as much of the screen as possible. So I just set it up that way. I got bosses on the side. Battlegrounds there. I don't know if that really applies. I don't think it does to Classic. Maybe it does for, like, I don't know, Drekthar and like AV. But yeah, and I got the pet bar down here as well. In any case, that's what that looks like. We got these two chats here, so that this guild chat would interfere with the raid frame, so I would probably either get rid of that or just collapse it down to the bottom frame there. Alright, well that area is clear. Not seeing any of the dead mobs, so they're probably going to respawn soon. Let's just go to this other one, see what they're doing. I had saw it in my recommended, but I didn't look or know who were. Oh yeah, man. Oh, the 20 tips on how to level faster. That was one of my first videos. It's kind of embarrassing to look back. Oh, this guy's asking naked unarmed challenge. Yes, sir. But yeah, I don't know. I made some videos that were like, I don't know. I think some of those tips still apply, right? I haven't watched that in a while, but I think one part of it was like to follow like an add-on or something that doesn't really work anymore, or doesn't work at all for Classic. I don't even know if I made that video when Classic was out. I probably made it when like private servers were more of a thing for vanilla. Yeah, back in Elysium North. Yeah, you said it. You got it. That's right. 2017 was a great video. Oh, thank you. But yeah, I gotta look at it. I'm always very critical of my content. There was no Rested XP add-on, as our speedrunning community as a whole wasn't well known yet. Yeah, yeah, and it was cool that, like, you know, they had that resource even then. It was very useful. I think, from what I remember, it was like more in depth for the Horde, but I'm not so sure. Anyways, they refined it. And dude, I remember like the world record for getting to level 60 was from a hunter back in. This is like, you know, where. Oh, that guy logged off. Okay, he was just saying good luck. This is for. This is referencing like back when vanilla was vanilla and we only had the private servers. I was just, you know, I was looking at the world record for like proper vanilla, not any private server, and you know that was like I think like 5 days, something, 6 days. I think like 4 or 5 days of playtime. But it was, I don't know. It was impressive to me, you know, playing even on the private servers. I just obviously wasn't that fast. And just to imagine like how far it's come, the world record. I think we're at like 3 days and something, maybe even less. But this add-on calls for 5 days or less if you want to get that speedrun achievement on the miscellaneous section. Yeah, got to get to 60 in 5 days. Oh, hey, dude. Yeah, no, from the Power UI. We had, well, I set up a UI video for like the private servers, and I based my Power Hour UI like on that initial like private server UI, because people kept asking me, like, you know, they really wanted that user interface for Classic. So the first week of Classic, I didn't play. I got to like maybe level 3 or something, and then I just didn't play. I was setting up the UI the whole time for a week straight, and I just remember like not eating, like just a lot of crazy degenerate shit. But it was really cool to have made that, and you know, I can't really play without it personally, so it's sort of a gift and a curse in a way. You know, it's something that obviously I'm glad that I was able to contribute to the community and whatever in that way. Again, I can't play without it, so like if it does come to the point where, like, for example with Classic WoW Hardcore, I need it again and it's like out of date, I have to like recreate it almost, and that, you know, that just takes some time. Can't just jump into the game like I would assume most folks do. Yeah, I'm rewatching One Punch Man. I'm rewatching it. I don't know how long, how many times I've watched it. I think this is maybe the fifth time, but I've also like seen like the major fights, God knows how many times, just on like YouTube. I just love the way, especially in season 1, that animation studio was just, I mean, amazing. And like the Saitama versus Boros fight, or even Saitama versus the Genos, Carnage Kabuto, that wasn't bad. Like the Deep Sea King, like all this stuff. The fight sequences were like really impressive, especially the Boros and Saitama fight. And I just, I can't get enough of that fight. And there's fan animations out there, like this YouTuber called the Red Haired Guy. He already completed more or less the full fight between Cosmic Fear mode Garo and Saitama. And that's partly where I got the idea to like do this challenge from, because Saitama during that encounter is like all of his clothes, his costume is just totally torn apart, and he's just naked for like half of the fight, and he's taking Garo on with one hand, because in the other he's got like Genos' core that Garo had ripped out. And but anyways, that guy that made that fan animation, I would recommend it. It's super cool, super cool. You did a great job. All right, I don't know, I shouldn't go into that field. I shouldn't really even step into there. These guys could easily aggro onto me, and then I might be kind of screwed. Hey. Whoa, it's like 3. Is this a trio? That might be a trio. I don't see many trios, dude. That might be a trio right there. We're getting good respawns right now. See how close it gets? Like, I'm attacking a level 12. I'm 16, and it gets so close. I gotta be careful. My favorite calisthenics moves. I like... That's a good question. I like the decline... well, I guess it's like... It's almost like an incline... well, it's an upper chest movement, but it's like a decline push-up, where you have your feet propped up, your hands ground level, and I'll do that. But when I do push-ups, I actually go, I use my fists as opposed to, like sort of knuckle first on the ground as opposed to my hands. Because I was like doing research, and it said that like it's better for your wrists and whatever. So I'm like, okay, I'll just try it. And I like that movement. But I really like a lot of the resistance band movements. So like, honestly, I'm very basic, like the hammer curl movement with resistance bands. You just like tether it, the band to your feet, the bottom of your feet, and then you just start doing hammer curls that way. It's very easy, and I like bicep movements and stuff. Another thing I like to do is wrist curls. So you can sort of like rest your like if you sit down with a resistance band and you I wrap the resistance band around my foot, in this case twice, just because there's less distance between from the bottom of my foot sort of up my shin until I guess my hand, where I'm sort of like resting my forearm on my like quad as I'm sitting, and I do the wrist curls from there. And yeah, you gotta make sure to hold these movements, focus on the muscle, and it I did demoralize and shot twice. It is really effective. You'll get like a good pump from it. We kind of took an L with season 2. We did take an L with season 2. That animation studio, like, bro, there was so much more they could have done, but I've heard good things about season 3. Like, I mean, I just, you got to hope that they learned from. It wasn't. I mean, look, a lot of it was like people say like a slideshow, and they were disappointed, and I was a little bit too. It's just, you know, I guess it's like their budget and whatever. But I don't know. I guess season 1 must have had a lot of success, I would guess. I mean, to the point where you'd think they would have a good animation studio for season 2, but the best animation studios are always taking on like the biggest projects, and it's crazy to imagine how they fit everything in. I mean, I know the studio that's taken on Saitama for, rather, One Punch Man for season 3 is doing like My Hero Academia. I believe, no, they're not doing the Chainsaw Hands guy animation. That one is amazingly animated. I don't know. They take on so many gigantic projects. I think Attack on Titan, something like that. I don't know if there's more being made for that. Back in 2017, we were still referencing Joanna's 6 days played. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, the Joanna playtime, 6 days, correct. 12-year-old guide was the mainstream guide. Yeah, dude. And now it's like almost a third of that time people are getting to. Yeah, I mean, I really do like. I think I saw the Joanna player guy in an interview on YouTube at one point, and he's just like this normal dude, just like chilling out. I feel like that's most WoW players. They're just normal dudes chilling out. Be it music, shows, movies, etc. Whenever the first season or album is good, I swear the rest will be. Oh, really? Is that the? I guess I don't really know about the like a comprehensive history of like how that works with anime, but I don't know, man. Let's hope for season 3. I got my fingers crossed for that. Good animation studio. Yeah, I do hope the music is, even just on par with season 1. I mean, season 1 music is just awesome. Iconic. Alright, well, we are 22% into level 16. Decent progress. Let's go to this other spot. Make our way there. It's so crazy that there's mobs in Westfall now that are green to us, though. Like, it's just weird. It feels like it's been so... I mean, obviously it has been a long time. We're playing, like... It's 23 and a half hours right now. So we're almost a day played time. At level 16, dude. And I think, all things considered, we're going pretty fast. For what monumental challenge this is. And I'm just glad that we're alive, frankly. I'm not trying to go fast, though. I bring up a point, like, that we're going fast, all things considered, but I don't want to go fast. Faster than, faster than necessary, I guess. I just want to stay safe, obviously. I'm trying to get, like, full health every encounter, watch the surroundings, etc., and always attack green mobs. I'm getting to that point, though, where even green mobs 3 levels below us is getting a little dicey, so I don't know. I might just completely start avoiding those kinds of mobs at this point. There's a couple people that are sort of like in and out of this area. I think they're just killing these guys like on the way to whatever they're doing. But that's actually a really good leveling tactic, is to grind as you go. I know someone was like crunching the numbers on that, and your XP per hour is higher when you're killing mobs on the way to whatever you're doing for your next quest. It's just that in our case, we only have mobs that we can kill for XP. We can't do quests. You know. Oh, Kratos. Nice. Kratos would be a good One Punch Man name. For, like, One Punch Man challenge name. If they were doing that. What unit frame add-on is that? This is shadowed unit frames. Shadowed unit frames. Like shadowed ED. Very similar to Luna unit frames, if you've ever used that before. It's just, I don't think Luna unit frames really works with Classic. I used it all the time during the private server days, but there were a lot of errors with that on even then, so I just wouldn't, not that even if I recommended it, it would be useful at all for you, because I don't think it works, so, but I wouldn't recommend it. Shadowed unit frames is by far my favorite. Yeah, see those crits? When we land crits, it's like, it's just beautiful to see. And we'll end a fight. If I crit enough, I mean, we can end a fight with like 75% health. But if I don't crit at all, and like, you know, and there's like misses in there, they're dodging, they're blocking, they're parrying, which by the way, they can do with my fists. They can parry my fists. We can get down to like 10% health. So it is so variable. That's why we're attacking like super low mobs, because of that variability. I just don't like the risk, you know. But if you were more of a risk taker with this sort of challenge, you could go higher level, and you know, you might be able to go much faster than this. But I don't know. I don't even know if that's true. Again, because it's like we get so close, even with mobs that are like 4 levels lower than us. So I overshot my I'll come back later tonight by like 12 hours. Oh, that's right. Eve, what's going on? Yeah, you were with us. I ended up falling asleep. No worries. No worries. It's good to sleep. You gotta get sleep. That is something I think a lot of people lack these days. Myself included. Do you enjoy the games? I'm just very basic. I enjoy Nintendo 64. Does that translate? I mean, I like the retro stuff. I like new, like modern games. Like I'll play the Nintendo Switch with my brother, but you know, for like Mario Party, just to have fun, that kind of stuff. I just don't. I guess I don't play too many games beyond World of Warcraft, to be honest. Like, if I'm not playing World of Warcraft, I'm usually just not playing, in general, games. So, see what I'm talking, bro, this spawn time. Well, that's great, though, at least there's 4 of these mobs open now. And we might have it all to ourselves at the moment, so it's good. But as far as other games, man, I mean, yeah, I used to play like this this RPG, what's it called? I think it was Battle for Middle-earth 2. That was really fun. That's an older game, though. It's a PC game. I like that a lot. StarCraft-esque. I also played StarCraft 2 when that was more of a thing. With my friends, I would like always Marine Rush, basically just like didn't upgrade, or as they say, tech any mobs. And I would just, I don't know, I played in this stupid way. I always like to have fun with the way I play and just sort of like go against the grain in some things. You talking about the RTS one? Yeah, the RTS, that's correct. Sorry, I said RPG. I meant RTS. That's correct. Is this Wrath or Everlook? No, this is classic. This is classic WoW era. You would have to go on Bloodsail Buccaneers. It's an RP server. There was that a PS2 game? No, there. I think the PS2 game. It might have been a PS2. I think it was actually. And they might have made. Well, anyways, they made a lot of Lord of the Rings games for the Xbox as well. Lots of great games though. Yeah, I did love that RTS game, Battle for Middle-earth 2. I was always a big fan of just building the biggest possible army before going in for a siege. I would just use up all the resources, get as many units as I possibly could, and then drive it home. It was fun. WoW Classic Era is still active. It actually was not, I think, for a long time. People were making videos about, oh, WoW Classic is dead, blah, blah, blah. It's not dead. At least this is, the hardcore scene is there's I'll say this. We know, because they don't, release any numbers, we know at least that there's been at least 6,000 characters made for hardcore, because there's 6 guilds for hardcore, dedicated to hardcore, and everyone sort of joins in on those guilds to sort of consolidate the community, and all those guilds are full, 1,000 each. And they have to constantly filter out the old to get people to be able to join. And actually sometimes I've seen people say that there's a queue for this server for Bloodsail Buccaneers. So, yeah, it's pretty good, man. The guild chat, as you can see, is always on fire. When people die, you'll see freaking Fs, but how many people are online? Wait one sec. My screen will, bug out and lag. Yeah, 86 people online on just this guild. Usually there's, 100 plus in just this guild, So it's pretty cool, but my my whole screen situation will lag out when someone dies because of all the Fs spammed in chat. It's pretty ridiculous. Do you like Attack on Titan? Who's your favorite character? Yeah, I like Attack on Titan. My favorite character is the Levi. Yeah, his name is Levi, right? I haven't watched it in so long. Levi, I believe. I like him a lot. Do you, a queue for Bloodsail Buccaneers? Yeah, dude. What is your opinion on Everlook? Is that a private? I guess it's a private server, right? I'm totally spacing on what Everlook is. I should know, right? I don't know. It's probably a private server, I guess. Anyways, I could check. Yeah, it's a vanilla server. They launched November 4th, 2022. Okay, so pretty recent. Whoa, 4,000 to 6,000 population 24/7. I didn't know about that. Shit. It's funny, dude. I was doing research on the population of the servers for Classic WoW on Reddit. I mean, I know it's not the best resource to go digging, but I don't know. There's the Ironforge Pro website that usually covers the numbers on population for these servers it doesn't work for Classic Era for whatever reason. That's what people say anyways. And I was digging around and people were saying oh, there's Whitemane and Mancrick, and that's all I got. I didn't get any information on Bloodsail. No one really mentioned hardcore on the forums, on Reddit, on whatever. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna see, I guess, and see how it is. I log into Whitemane, right? And Stormwind is just pretty much empty. There's like maybe like 5 players like on their mounts just chilling there. Probably waiting for the weekend to like raid, because I think most players are like just wanting to max out their character and then log out. But so it doesn't really feel that alive there. But it's funny, I was walking around Stormwind in Whitemane, and I whisper this female night elf. I think she was maxed out or like level 40 or something, I don't know. But I was like, hey, is this the most populated server? It doesn't feel like it's that active, I don't know. And they were saying, oh, there's actually a server more popular, and it's called Bloodsail Buccaneers, I think. It's an RP server for hardcore. Or they started by saying there's a hardcore server that's like more popular. They said like, I think it's Bloodsail Buccaneers. Like, they barely knew. So bro, I came into this server from word of mouth from a character on Whitemane. And all of a sudden, and I'm like coming into it, and I'm like, bro, there's like so many people here. I start in the starting zone, and like freaking last Monday night, for example, we were playing on the stream, and there was like a lot of competition to tag mobs in the starting area, Northshire Valley. And I was just so dumbfounded. Like, how did I not hear about this? I don't know. Maybe the way I was like searching for it perhaps was the wrong way to do it. But I was just searching like what's the most popular or populated WoW Classic server. And that's what I came up with. Whitemane and Mancrick. I really just stumbled upon this Bloodsail Buccaneers server, but I'm glad that I did. But if that's true about Everlook being so popular, dude, that is pretty cool. Do they have a hardcore scene there as well? Oh, it's the first vanilla private... Oh, yeah. I definitely heard of it. I don't know why I was spacing so much on that. Where you actually use the 2019 Classic 1.14 client instead of the usual 1.12. Oh, that's cool. Let's see. All of the Toxic Sweats min-maxers moved to Wrath Classic. Yeah, well, that's nice. So we're filtering them out a little bit. I will say, ooh, we got a mob here. I will say though, you know, there are still some griefers who, you know, in on this server, and it's just pretty annoying. I mean, one person griefed Saitama when I was like level 13. If you look at the stream of, I think it was part 6. Yeah, part 6. The first like 30 minutes or something of that stream, within the first hour, we got griefed. Someone brought one of those like Anvil Rage Overseer mobs from the Burning Steppes all the way to Saitama in Westfall, dude. Like what? That's dedication. But they were a hunter, so they were able to like tag the mob. You know, they probably hit him with like a super low level weapon so they stay alive. And they just, you know, aspect of the cheetah or whatever it is. Although I guess when they get hit, they get dazed with that, so... or no, that's aspect of the pack. I think cheetah, you don't get dazed. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. But, yeah, they just hit him over and over. Bring them over. Usually, these griefers will usually bring these guys to the starting areas for, like, humans. And, it's funny, too. I don't know if it was the same guy, but... there was a griefer in the very beginning, on the first stream that we were doing. A griefer came into Northshire Valley and trying to, and they were killing a lot of hardcore folks. I guess maybe the thought is like, I might as well grief those people, because the people that they grief at later levels, they'll put in the effort to you know, get an appeal for that, and they just res and they just keep playing because they'll get an appeal, and it's no problem. You don't even have to record to get an appeal anymore, for at least for those kinds of griefs, because you can just show your combat log and show that obviously the mob that hit you was, you know, 400 levels higher than you, so it doesn't really make any sense, especially if you're in like Elwyn Forest or North Shadow Valley or whatever. Yeah, so maybe they just go to those zones, like the starting zones, because I would assume maybe players are like, ah, fuck, I'll just restart. I don't want to appeal this, you know? Yeah, you guys are talking about Everlook. That's cool that it's like so popular. I remember when, during like the Nostalrius days, I was researching, you know, more popular servers and whatever, and Nostalrius was the top one. Everlook was always in circulation though, like always, you know, and I think that's pretty cool. I know they don't have any like XP boosts, so, you know, I do appreciate that dedication to the original. I'm just curious as to whether or not they have a hardcore scene. Let me see what you're saying on that. Oh wait, hold on. What is your favorite cornflakes? Mine is Fruit Loops. Shit, man. I don't even know. I'm not... I have, like... My wife likes Frosted Flakes, so, like, we'll have that. But... I don't know. Does that count? What UI do you use? Elv UI is the other one. So this UI I created, it's called Power Hour UI. There's a video on it. It's just the download link for it is slightly outdated. You just if you download that, if you want to get something close to what I have right now, you gotta download that and then go into the CurseForge, like application, and you gotta just, you know, update all the add-ons. Make sure everything's up to date before you go into the game, and you should be more or less where we're at. Although you might have to download a few extra things. Like, I think you have to download shadowed unit frames and stuff. You could delete some add-ons like Pixel Perfect Align. That's one of the things, because like my thing with like Pixel Perfect Align is like, you know, we got dominoes here, and obviously you click on it and it already has this grid, and you can even increase the density of the grid. Like, it's just like Pixel Perfect Align. You just don't need that add-on at all. So there's sort of like some add-ons in the Power UI that's just sitting there, and I imagine most people that use the UI probably don't even really notice that it exists, because you have to do like a command for it to even show up. There's no like mini-map icon or whatever. It would be /PPA for anyone that might, I don't know, have it. But anyways, I would just recommend deleting that among other things that are probably obsolete at this point. I might make it sound more involved than it actually is, but it's not that bad. Just about. Okay, we reached 30% through level 16. Closing in on 24 hours, dude. 8 more minutes. 7.5 more minutes. And we'll be on 24 hours of playtime. I have 2 cats. Yeah, I have 2 cats. Both very cute, but also very outspoken when they want food. So, you know, I like wake up with like the morning face, and they're just like staring at me, like meowing at my face. And I'm like, okay, fine. it's like Jesus, like, you don't give me a break, huh? But yeah, that's cat life. My parents have like 2 dogs at the moment, and I used to have a rabbit. He lived pretty long, like 10.5 years. That was pretty good. He was a cutie. He was a dwarf French hotot. They're like these white rabbits. They don't grow past, like, they always look like babies, basically. He had like these black rings around his eye. It's just like the design of his fur, I guess that's the way to say it. But very cute. Not sure if it has a hardcore scene. I'm just amazed how they were able to engineer a proxy to make the server think the 1.14 client is the 2006 and actually work very well. That's cool, man. You're making me, want to check it out. It would be cool if they did have a hardcore scene. The allure to it, obviously, is that it's free, so you never know. I mean, people might jump ship, go to that at some point. I mean, 4,000 to 6,000 players at any given time, that's awesome. I think what's nice about that server, for a lot of people, likely, is that it's longevity, and they've proven that it's not going to stop, because it's been around, like you say, since the beginning of vanilla private servers. Makes me wonder, though, like, with a private server of that age, I wonder, like, where some of the earliest players who began on those servers are now. Like, how many? Maybe they have like several characters maxed out at this point. I don't know. Like maxed out on like Nax gear. Everlook got through Nax, right? They scripted that. It's all good, right? I know in Ascension there's a hardcore scene. There's even a nightmare scene where everything deals 200% damage. That's so cool. Whoa. That's awesome. Wait, but Ascension, is that, what's it called? Is that, popular? I don't know. I know of Ascension, I just don't know if it's, like, I guess, popular. I'm always looking for, like, a good community, I guess. That's why I'm here. I just want to know that, like, at endgame and even just during the leveling experience, you can, like, pass people that are enjoying the experience. I mean, it's an MMO, you want to have a community. So, yeah, Everlook just released its Phase 1. Blackwing Lair won't release until March. Oh, really? But you were saying it was around for a long time, right? And I feel like so, are they, like, doing fresh servers, you mean? Yeah, it's popular. They even released a side mode where they have, like, 18 new custom-built classes. So, like, oh, dude, I've heard of Ascension. Wait a second. But don't they have, like, TBC and, like, other things? Or is it just, like, vanilla-focused? I don't know if they, like, delve into more expansions, kind of like Warm in WoW does. But the Necromancer, Clock Sorcerer, stuff like that. That's pretty sweet, man. I would like to see some sort of a class that's like, I don't know how they would do this, but like almost like a steampunk themed class. I don't know how you would do that though, because they would have to like look the part, and you're sort of like, you just wear the gear that you get as you level. I haven't played in a while, like a year or two. But last I looked, TBC was going to be released somewhere this month, but not sure. Yeah, I played it too. I did join Ascension, and I have joined Everlook, I believe, if I'm thinking about the same one that Arden is talking about. No, it's a new private. Oh, okay. It has 30,000 people in Discord? Oh, that's right. I just looked it up. Sorry. I'm thinking about... God damn it. What was I thinking about? Let me, I'm gonna look this this up because I was thinking about something. Not Everlook. Turtle WoW, Retro WoW, Elysium Chronos, Vanilla Gaming. I was thinking about Vanilla Gaming, I think. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure Vanilla Gaming was the one that's been around for a long time. If I'm not mistaken, I could be totally wrong. It's Vanilla Gaming. Oh, but they do have variable XP rates. I guess it just depends on the server you choose. Their average population is 100 to 250. That's not that good. Wow. There's Solo Craft. I wonder what that is. It's a classic WoW server. They say it's Blizz-like. It has vanity items and... Oh, and I guess you can level up from the shop. They have a shop. Everlook has no shop. That's great. That's good. It's a PvP type. 1x rates. Blizz-like. 1,000 to 2,500 players on average at any given moment. But I don't know, that's probably outdated. Like you were saying, you were saying like 4,000 to 6,000. Maybe between all the servers. Wow, that's crazy, man. You know about all the... Yeah, I mean, I played on, like, Elysium, Northdale, Chronos. Played on Nostalrius, Vanilla Gaming a little bit, just to see it. Ascension for, like, a little bit. Oh, let's kill this guy before he kills us. Bro, see how close this gets? This is ridiculous. We're at 50 health. Damn, people are dying so rapidly. Gotta put an F in there. Just checked it, wait, hold on. Yeah, I know about all of those. Unfortunately, all of them are dead. No more than 200 people on it, as you mentioned. I just wonder, like, I always wonder who those 200 people are, you know? Like, and why they specifically want that server over others, you know? It's always fascinating to me, like, and I wonder, like, is there a tight-knit community, or are they just sort of solo playing, wanting to play on a dead server? Maybe some people do. They sort of just want to, like, be totally isolated. It's a way to play, I guess, but, yeah, I know about all those, unfortunately, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I read that. Sorry. Just checked Ascension timeline, and they are on Zolomon currently. Okay, so they're in TBC, so they are well into TBC now, yeah. Am I able to send links here? I think so. I don't know, I didn't put any restrictions on the chat. We should be okay. Let's see. But this link is to their website that has a picture of all the custom classes, including their Tinker class. Whoa, that's cool. I mean, I could always Google it or whatever, but if you want to send a link, you're fine to do so. You know. I think I played on Ascension to, like, I know they have like Tuskarrs playable, right? And I think oh, I played an ogre for like a little bit there. I think I chose to be an ogre. It's crazy how there was never made a playable class, the ogre. I don't know, because it's just like they're humanoid enough to where, like, you just size up the gear models and, like, it's pretty much like gearing on a human, just like a really beefy human. Let's see, 21 classes, and no, there is no custom race. It's just base races. Oh, that's not Ascension? Okay, I'm thinking of something else then. Heroes WoW. Oh, it's Heroes WoW, I guess. That's the one with Tuskarr and ogres? Okay. I do like the idea of Everlook, though, where it's just like, it's all just true to what it was. Because I like the idea of, instead of developing, I mean, the classic plus idea I'm always down for, but I guess I'm more attached, most of the time anyways, to the idea of like becoming creative within the game that already was made. So like, it's like stuff like this, like hardcore challenges. This kind of thing already adds so much depth to the game that wasn't necessarily thought about at first, and I can appreciate that. If you lived in Azeroth for real, what would your class and race be? My class would be a paladin, because I like the idea of being kind of tanky, and I can also heal myself in not so safe scenarios, and I can always bubble hearth, you know. I like the idea of that. I'd play it very safe. If it was like real life shit, I would play it very safe. Even safer than we're playing it right now. Well, obviously. I would probably have armor on. And a weapon. But, you know. What's it called? Oh, I'm sorry. And what would my race be? I would want to be a dwarf. I like dwarves. You know, in WoW, in the lore of WoW, they're, or perhaps I want to, it just depends. It depends on, like how they live, I guess. You know, if they're, obviously dwarves and gnomes, they live in, like, harsh environments, but, like, Ironforge is obviously a very cozy major city. I mean, it's, like, among the coziest, I'd say, if not the coziest, because you're inside of a mountain. You're surrounded by all parts, and the only way in from like the opposing faction would be through the front gate or the tram. I guess being a rogue would be nice, though. I'm just also thinking about. But also, if Azeroth was real, just depends. I mean, it's like, is the idea of dying like the same? You know, if you died, can you just res as you do here? I don't know. Lots of questions with that. But I also, when you bring that up, and it makes me think about like the like Eve was mentioning that nightmare mode on Ascension, where the mobs attack like 200% harder. I like that. That's cool. I think like there would be something. I think there's just so much they could do. If there was like a realism mode, like they have in like Left 4 Dead 2, it would just, you know, it would be cool. It would be super cool. I don't know, like, you know, obviously you can get like first person. That's a little disorienting though. We just want to, I don't know, make it realistic. I mean, just realism, I guess, would just mean it's just hard to do. I'm always fascinated with like the idea of like a virtual reality or like augmented reality type of situation with WoW. Although I don't know, it just might not be the same. It definitely wouldn't be the same experience, but I wonder if it would, you know, if it would ever happen, really. As much as I would love to say Blood Elf Demon Hunter, if we went by what my luck would make me, is a Coltiran Rogue. Oh yeah. I mean, that's what I was saying, like being a rogue, I don't know. think that's one of the better plays. You just stay invisible the whole time. You just stealth, honestly. Because WoW is just so fucking dangerous, dude. To be here in real life, like, fuck. So maybe, yeah, maybe a rogue. You know. Hey Bob, what's going on? Very good drawing. You're really thinking forward here. It was nice hanging out. Yeah, I gotta get out of here too, actually. Only about 20% of the Everlook community knows about the 1.14 client. Though kind of hidden. Hold on. Though kind of hidden. Just have to know about it to find it. So it's kind of hidden? Oh, I thought it was like a part of the thing already. Like the servers. Imagine living in Azeroth IRL and having some sort of world-ending catastrophe happen literally every other year. Bro, there's like giant like world boss dragons and shit, and like obviously everywhere you go there's like interspersed, you know, hostile mobs. Even when you're on the road, it's not always safe. So, being a rogue is a smart move. That's a rocket. Oh, it's a rocket. Gotcha. That's a rocket, everybody. All right. Oh, as long as it's a rocket, then we're good. All right, man. Yeah, we're done, I think, for now. I'll probably be back later today, but I got to get out of here. Gonna meet some friends. Logging out for now. IRL WoW, though. Scary stuff, honestly. All right, guys. I'll talk to you soon.